when it comes to hunting, one of the biggest questions I always ask is, how do I start, right? Where do I hunt, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why, the MITRE framework really blew up, right, in popularity, is because it now gives you some sort of framework. It gives you an area on where you can focus. Right now, all of a sudden, organizations are utilizing it and saying, okay, these are our priorities. Let's go ahead and focus on these techniques, these tactics, right? And it makes it a little bit easier for analysts to focus on, right? But at the end of the day, unless you're actually utilizing your raw data and enriching it with some of this information, it's still going to be hard for analysts to find, these type of to be effective in the hunts, right? And the reason why, purple teaming, red teaming, the reason why we're stressing on it, during this call is because, it is like throwing the analyst a bone, right? It's like saying, hey, here's a perfectly valid use case. You had, some some red team performing this activity. Now go ahead and see what type of logs they produce, string together a detection, but now you have a very specific detection for that, use case or incident. Try to gather more like high level like details around that activity, right? Don't necessarily just write one or two alerts for that exact use case that the red team detected on, but try to log some of these different activities that the red team did in a different index, in like this hunting index. And now that you're gathering these valuable log sets, right, that's not only just looking at that one host machine or coming from that one IP address, you're kind of looking at it generically. Well, now you can start hunting just overall within your environment and try to pair these correlated events together.
Yeah, and even add that to that, I can't recall how many hunt queries that I've created alerts that sent to my email, and I never stored them within information. So after the hunt, is over, I'm still looking for valuable information. That's not necessarily being stored there anywhere, right? So if you store that stuff within something like a summary index, it's not only shareable across everybody else that's contributing to a hunt or part of the security operations center. It's now something that's stored and it's an entity of interest that can be correlated based upon a user or a host or any other field associated to that specific hunt, right? So the concept of sharing that information, the value of that query, and then storing it somewhere that's shareable across everybody else within the ops sort of organization is valuable as well.